In case you missed it, Palmyra X5 and X4 are now available on Amazon Bedrock, so you can get started connecting to Palmyra models with your AWS account using Bedrock's serverless managed infrastructure. Let's take a look at a couple of examples and play around with this. In our developer documentation for Writer at dev.writer.com, we've got this integrations guide, and it goes through all the steps for getting set up. So first, you want to make sure that you have an AWS account with access to Bedrock. You'll want the AWS CLI on your machine, so you want to install that and verify with log in with your AWS credentials. And we also want the Boto 3 SDK for Python, so that we can use Python to connect to the Bedrock client and call Palmyra models. And lastly, before we're ready to jump into some examples, you want to make sure that you actually have access to Palmyra X4 and X5 on Bedrock. So I'm going to jump to the AWS console here. I'm on the Bedrock section, and under base models, I've searched for Palmyra, and I see that I do have access to X4 and X5. So if you don't see that, you want to request access so that you can start using it. So this guide in our documentation has two examples for getting started. One is a simple text generation use case. So I'm going to copy this code sample and walk through it in the code editor. So we're importing the Boto 3 client and connecting to Bedrock runtime, specifically in the US West 2 region. And then we're calling the client.converse method. The converse method is a standardized method that you can use for interacting with any of the foundation models on Bedrock. We're connecting to the Palmyra X5 model, and I found the model ID through the AWS documentation. And we're sending one message, which is a text generation prompt for writing a one-sentence product description for a sweater. So we're using a marketing use case here. And then we're going to print the response out to the console. So let's check this out. We'll say Python example.py. And we get a description back, elevate your wardrobe with our premium sweater. This looks great. So this looks good. We've connected to Palmyra models on Bedrock. And let's look at one more example to see what else we can do. In the guide, we also have an example for summarizing a meeting transcript, and this is a bit more complicated. We pass in a document as well to Palmyra and have it look through a text document, summarize a meeting transcript, and then provide any action items that came out of it. So I'll copy this use case as well, pop it over here, and walk through it. So we again import Boto 3, we create that client connected to Bedrock runtime in the US West 2 region. We specify the model ID for, again, Palmyra X5. Then I also have a call transcript.txt file here in my local directory. This transcript just has some fake meeting notes, meeting transcripts about checking in on OKRs. So I'm providing that file. You would update that if wherever your call transcript is. It's a text file, but you can pass in different file formats if you want, like PDFs as well. We load the document, so we open it up, read in the bytes, and then we create this conversation that will pass into Palmyra X5 on Bedrock. Our prompt is to create a summary of the meeting notes and provide a list of action items, and then we provide the document as well with the format, the bytes, and a name for the file. And then we send that to Bedrock. So we again use the client.converse method with the Palmyra X5 model ID. We pass in that conversation object we created and a few other inference configs that you can find in the AWS documentation for the converse method. So here we're just saying max tokens and giving it a temperature as well. And we are again printing out the response text to the console. And we also have a little bit of error handling if there's an error that happens with the call. So now let's check out what happens there. See if we get this summary with X5. Great, this looks correct. We've got our meeting summary, we've got the action items that we have. So now I can use this to pass in any of my meeting notes, get a summary, get action items, and I've got my agent all set up for that. And I can't wait to see what you have. I'm sure you have many amazing use cases that you want to build out with Bedrock as well. Would love to connect more and hear what else you are building. And yeah, look forward to seeing all that you do.